Good morning. My name is Darshan.
Hi Darshan.
I'm Panchali.
Hi Panchali.
So basically, from what we're familiar, we're going to talk about a bit about this institution itself.
Right, yes.
And about nursing.
Okay, yes.
Okay. So Panchali.
If you could give a small introduction to yourself and what you do here at this institute.
Yeah, I'm Nishani. I work here as Direct Operations. So I basically run the operations of this organization. To tell you a bit about the school has been in existence for about 12 years now. It was set up as a nurses training school back in about 2002. And for a long while, we conducted training programs in nursing, but now we've ventured into other areas like physiotherapy, health management, and biomedical sciences. In terms of our student base, we have about 500 students, not in big numbers. In health, we can't really train in big numbers. And but we run at any given time, we run about 30 programs here, to 30 different in 30 groups. In terms of nursing, we run from certificate level right up to the Master of Nursing, and we plan to start a PhD in nursing soon. Talking about our students, we have two distinctive categories of students. Students right after A-levels, very young students who are just about to start their careers, and most of them will opt to do transfer programs where they will do part of the program with us and part outside, like in Australia, UK or USA. Or we have working professionals who are mainly usually doctors or nurses who are opting to do a top-up program to advance their careers, professional development. And so the main, we have almost a 50-50 actually. 50% students right after A-levels and 50% students who are working professionals.
So what's the main incentive for someone to join IIHS?
If you're talking about a young student, the main thing is what we try to promote and what we try to encourage students to understand is that 4 years, right after your A-levels, 4 years later, you can actually start off with a salary of about $6,000 per month, which is very good in the local context. See, what our transfer programs allow these students to obtain registration in these countries, so they can actually work there for a while, cover their investment, and then come back. Right. So that's what we're trying to promote.
So when we talked to Dr. Kitsiri, he talked about catering to the lower end of the spectrum.
Yes.
I mean, what he would call people who are normally social rejects as being failures in studies and all.
But it's not really, it's not really those who come down in their studies. It's because of the small percentage that we can take into local universities, which is about 6% actually of those, and then what happens to the rest? And we see them working beautifully. They get involved in research, they publish their research sometimes in their first year of education. It's just that opportunity. So you may have noticed we have this slogan, opportunity is unlimited.
Yeah.
That's what we try to provide, because we see with a little bit of opportunity, we see them doing wonders. And then we love to see what they do, what happens to them. And the good thing is we're at a stage now that we've seen it to the end, we've seen exactly what happens to them, and we're very happy about it.
So why would you encourage a student to go to an international degree instead of a local degree?
Well, with respect to in the health sector, in respect to wherever you complete the degree, you are eligible for registration in that particular country. Once you've obtained that degree, you come back, you can obtain registration here. So since almost everything in health is regulated, you need this registration. You need to rely on it. So it gives you a different world. It's a different world out there once you've obtained international registration as a nurse or a physiotherapist. And the exposure really, bring it back to Sri Lanka, help Sri Lanka grow.
If we talk about nursing itself,
Yes.
we see in the recent past and even in the future, there seems to be a high rise in the number of nursing students the nurses that are needed by hospitals.
Correct, yes.
So how do you ensure that in the long term that the quality of the students that you all are passing through, it's maintained? Because
what we do here is all our programs are audited. It's audited by the respective universities. It's audited by local bodies, and we are very serious about the quality of training here, because as a business to sustain in the long run, we have to ensure that the product we send out there is of excellent quality. And we send our staff for training. We attract foreign trained teaching staff, local staff with a lot of experience, and we do a lot of maintenance of quality we are ISO certified organization, and we actually undergo about 12 audits in a year for all our partners. So we try to ensure that the quality is maintained, so the product is good at the end of the day.
So I believe finally we have to ask the tough question. Now, if you take many nurses, or what the general opinion, say my opinion, would be that being a nurse is a very tough job. Yes, you're taking care of sick people, you are surrounded by sick people. What actually gives a person an incentive at the end of the day to come and become a nurse? Because we see that with the money aside, you're going to be surrounded by sick people until you go home.
That's right, yes.
What exactly makes them come to study nursing?
Well, you need to have a passion to do nursing. You actually need, that's one of the things, that's one of the reasons a lot of people don't take up this job. Like you said, you're always with the sick. That's one side of looking at it. You know, when somebody is leaving, you know you played your part to make that person better. I guess it's, when you talk to any of the nurses here, you realize that has played a lot of part in satisfaction, job satisfaction. Because yes, they come in as sick people. Sometimes they leave as sick people. But most of the time, they've done their part to help them to get better. And, I think a lot of young people are looking at that. Things are changing now, and I think the environment nurses work in are better. The support they get to do their job is better. So things will improve. We see better things happening in the future.
Okay, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks.